Okay, guys, now that you've gone through the entire process basically of being a personal representative for an estate, there are a number of different ways to dispose of that property and get it out of the name of the estate. The first one is to go with a wholesale investor, which is probably more like a flipper, something like that. And realistically, those guys are going to be easy to deal with, but they're probably only going to give you, especially in our market right now, like 60 to 65% of whatever that after repair value is. And that's just a blanket statement. So if it's in rougher shape, that might be less. If it's in better shape, you might get a little bit more. But there's a little bit of back and forth there, but that's going to be the first one. A wholesaler or an investor offers some ease and convenience and speed. A lot of the times they don't care if the house is empty. So if that's starting to be a problem, getting it empty, they can take on that project and getting that house pretty much empty for them to go forward with. The second option is to go with an iBuyer, so something like Open Door or OfferPad. You do still want to talk to an agent and go through that whole negotiation process with your agent, because the Open Door person generally is going to try to play hardball with you, and we can push back a little bit more and have some extra leverage to be able to make sure that you're maximizing the value of that estate. Any of those iBuyer or institutional investor offers that we've seen lately really aren't anything that anybody would want to go deal with. They're pretty low. They still come in and do an inspection, and then they'll shoot you, not physically shoot you, but they'll go after you for some of those repairs. So it'll be like a $300,000 offer. They go in there and they decide it's $30,000 in repairs. Now it's a $270,000 offer, and they'll adjust down. So if you have an agent working with you, you can try to push that back up and maintain that value. The third option is to go traditional real estate. Hire an agent, get the house ready, launch it on the MLS. That's going to be the biggest buyer pool that you can show the house to. This is really going to be the way that you maximize the value. If you choose a professional full-time agent who understands the market and the nuances of your area, the whole probate process, they might make some suggestions for you to do some updates if the estate has the money to be able to really maximize that payout for the heirs. You may or may not want to do that. That's fine. We have some estates that we've worked with that have wanted to do that, and they've had some where they just don't want to deal with anything at all. They don't care. So however you want to move through that process, we have some systems and tools to be able to do that for you. The fourth option is to keep it as a rental. So if the estate is looking for cash flow for the heirs, that is something that you can do, is you can take that property, get a tenant in it who's going to start paying rent, and then you can have monthly dispersals of money coming out of that. And it would be an asset that you would sell at a later date. So that is an option. There's some estate work or title work that needs to get done to make sure that the deed of that property is in everybody else's name now. There's some nuances to that, so talk to professionals as well. And then the fifth option is really if one of the heirs wants to buy that property directly from the estate, how that payoff goes to the rest of the heirs. So again, lots of nuances. Things can get a little bit messy when you're dealing with family members and going into business. So if you want some advice or just kind of lay out the options, we are happy to do that and make sure that you're choosing the best option that fits the situation that you're dealing with. So there's a lot of moving pieces and a lot of things to consider, and so not everything is for everybody. And we're happy to go through that with you. So if you want to schedule one of those appointments, give us a call, 480-518-9907. We would love to come out and show you the options that are available to you. So